There is an unsung hero on Nebraska's coaching staff who you might not even know the name of. A guy who is completely revolutionizing Husker recruiting, Husker development, and might just be a future offensive coordinator. This, of course, is current analyst for the Big Red, Jamar Mosey. So in today's video, I'm going to highlight how he's changing the game for Nebraska and development, recruiting, and so much more, and why I think he has a bright future for the Big Red, and he's going to be here for the long haul. So really quick, I am super excited about this video in particular. If you are too, hit that like button. And also, hey, if you support what I'm doing here, daily Husker football content, even in the tough months of March and April, it really helps me out. Please hit that subscribe button. Once again, helps me out so much more than you would know. Please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. But without further ado, let's get into it, talking about, in my opinion, the biggest unsung hero on Nebraska's entire football team. In this instance, it's a coach. This, of course, is current offensive analyst Jamar Mosey, who joined the staff last summer. Nebraska poached him away from Central Florida. He was a recruiter for them, and before he was with them, he was a high school coach in Kansas City, one of the most successful coaches in his area. And let's just right off the bat talk about, in my opinion, Jamar Mosey's biggest strength and why he's completely changing up this Nebraska recruiting game: his connection to Missouri, the Kansas City area, and even St. Louis. So Matt Rhule has said time and time again that he likes to hire past high school coaches because he thinks that they're such an asset when it comes to recruiting. We recently talked about Phil Simpson on the channel, who is completely changing Nebraska recruiting in Florida and building back that Flo-Nebraska connection. I think a lot of times he's getting a lot of the credit, but nobody talks about Jamar Mosey. Jamar Mosey has gone to work recruiting Kansas City, the Missouri area, the Kansas area. He's trying to get into St. Louis a little bit, and because of that, we are going to build a foothold in those cities and get recruits for years to come. And we've already done such. With the second he came to Nebraska, we added on a 4-star wide receiver, his son Isaiah Mosey, into this recruiting class. We brought in Williams Nwaneri in the transfer portal, a former 5-star who would not be here if it weren't for Jamar Mosey. We brought in Jameer Khan, who I think might start in the secondary, who would not be here without Jamar Mosey. We brought in Deshaun McCullough, a guy transferring in from Oklahoma, very talented linebacker, who would not be here without Jamar Mosey, another Kansas City kid. These are key players on Nebraska's team going into next year. Jamar Mosey in one season brought in potentially 4 starters. In 1 year, he almost brought in 4 starters, and this is just the beginning. He's just getting his feet wet. I don't think you guys understand how important it is for Nebraska to lock down Kansas City. We just haven't been able to do that over the past, couple years, the past couple decades even. Okay, Kansas City is one of the most talented pipelines in America, and no program can really lock down that area. Nebraska's tried, and they failed. We've tried to lock down St. Louis as well, and we haven't done a good job. That has completely changed as of recently. Jamar Mosey is the main reason why that's changing. Okay, we are building great connections in Kansas City because he already has great connections. He knows a lot of these high school coaches from his time there. And he already has some connections in the state of Missouri, whether that's, in St. Louis, whether that's, in the central burbs, wherever. He really has good relationships, and Jamar Mosey, he's building up that recruiting pipeline. So for that reason, we're going to get guys like the Zevin Walker, 4-star running back coming out of Raymore, which is a suburb of Kansas City. We might get guys coming out of St. Louis like a Titan Davis, Keenan Harris, Jordan Taylor, just to name a couple, because of a guy like Jamar Mosey. He's revolutionizing the recruiting game, particularly in this state, in this area, just because of his expertise. And that's something that Nebraska's tried to do for so long, and they failed for so long. Jamar Mosey changes that. Again, in 1 year, he brought in 4 bona fide starters in Williams Nwaneri, Jameer Khan, Deshaun McCullough, and I don't think Isaiah Mosey's a starter, but he's going to be a starter long-term for us. He's brought in because of Jamar Mosey, his father. So that's the first thing he's doing, and why I think he's such an unsung hero. But, we don't even talk about him from a developmental standpoint. He's such an asset in that regard. So he's currently working with the offense, particularly the running backs, most notably the wide receivers. Just look at the guys he developed at the high school level. He developed Williams Nwaneri. He developed Jameer Khan. He developed his son, Isaiah Mosey, who's one of the best wide receiver recruits in America. He developed a guy like Kamari Moore, who's currently with Iowa State, was a high 3-star prospect on the D-line. So again, this guy knows how to develop talent on both sides of the football, but he's best when it comes to the wide receiver room. And you guys know me, like when Gary McGuire left Nebraska, I wanted Jamar Mosey to get that promotion because he knows how to develop wide receivers. Okay, and one thing that I love that he stresses is making plays after the catch. Nebraska has not had that in a very long time. They don't have wide receivers who are dynamic after the catch. All of the best receivers can do that. Okay, you look around the country, Ryan Williams at Alabama, he can make plays after the catch. You look at, even Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State, he can make plays after the catch. We don't have that on the roster, besides maybe a Ja'Cory Barney. That changes now, though, because of Jamar Mosey. That's something that he emphasizes, making plays after the catch. Be versatile. Play all over the field. That's the first thing I love about him, because he just knows how to develop, but particularly those wide receivers. He knows how to develop these guys to be shifty, but also, man, how to have great hands, to be physical. We know how important physicality is at the wide receiver position. He's just overall a very well-rounded coach. He just knows how to make young men better and develop them and make them not only better on the field, but off the field. And these guys like him. He's a player's coach. He's a guy you can really rally around, trust in. So I like him. I think he could be our future wide receivers coach. You don't know Takel Schwartz. He might take a better role somewhere else because he's such a riser. If we have a new receivers coach, I think it's going to be Jamar Mosey, but he's going to continue to get a new role in this team because he is such an asset when it comes to development. Expect, just the run to catch ability to be a lot better because of him, but just the physicality, the ability to break tackles. Really, really like Jamar Mosey and what he brings to this team when it comes to a developmental standpoint. And the last thing I want to talk about Jamar Mosey, man, is this dude's a straight winner. And we talk about this all the time on the channel when it comes to recruiting. But I want these coaches also to be winners. I want winners on my coaching staff. Okay, I want an offensive coordinator who's a winner. I think we got that in Holgorsen. I want a head coach who's a winner. I want a defensive coordinator who's a winner. That's all they know, winning. I want that all the way down, even to these assistants. Jamar Mosey's a winner. When he was in high school, he inherited a terrible program. If you know anything about Kansas City high school football, Lee Summit North is not a good program. He inherited it, and he took it up to one of the best programs in all of Kansas City football to be basically a powerhouse, man. Because of him. He's a winner. He knows how to get it done. We need more of that on this team. We just need guys who know how to win, who know how to be successful, who are culture guys, who can establish that all throughout this program, all over. That's what you get here with Jamar Mosey. I just think he checks every single box, man. And I think a lot of times we give the credit in recruiting, to Phil Simpson, which is absolutely deserved, or Keith Williams, or some of these other guys. Jamar Mosey is going, to work. And we talk about the St. Louis connection. We talk about this Kansas City connection. That's thanks to Jamar Mosey, and he's only been here 1 year. It's only going to get better. Really, really excited about our future recruiting classes. But I'm going to tell you this. If we continue to win, we're going to start getting these 5 stars because of a guy like Jamar Mosey, because he's a relatable coach. He's a great developer. He's a great guy, and we're very lucky to have him on this coaching staff going forward. So that's my video talking about Jamar Mosey. Just in my opinion, I'd say he's probably my second favorite coach on the roster. You guys already know that Phil Simpson's my favorite, but I just really like a guy who can recruit, can do everything, and I like a guy who's a riser, who's going to continue to be better as his career progresses. So let me know your thoughts down below about Jamar Mosey. Absolutely want to hear what you have to say. Hey guys, really, really help me out. Hit that like button and subscribe if you made this far in the video. I appreciate all of you. As always, folks, go on, Rhule. See you in the next one.